Yo, what's going on, fellas? Thursday, coming on into your Thursday morning. Hopefully you're doing well. We're live every single day at 10:40 a.m. Central Time. Then we're coming on the Payoff pitch live at 11 a.m. Central, or 11 a.m. Eastern Time as well. Hope you guys are doing well, and it's a great Thursday. Got Memorial Day weekend right around the corner. That's exciting stuff. What do you guys got going on? Your first barbecue of the season? You'll be hanging out by the pool? Gotta let me know in that comment section. I know some of you probably won't even be here tomorrow, as maybe your little 3-day or 4-day weekend is going to start tomorrow. Yeah, you can't, 3 days isn't enough. Let me get 4 days up out of that sucker. I feel you. I'll be here, though, tomorrow. I'll be here helping you guys put some money in your pocket. Let's go ahead and recap yesterday, and let's talk some action for today. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and toss up that recap from yesterday where we got a great cash in that Brighton versus Manchester City game. We talked about that game on yesterday's show, and I told you to make sure you were following me on Twitter because when lineups drop, I wanted to bet that game. Not a forced play, of course. Those lineups dropped, and they were pretty damn stinking good. City had all their attackers, and to go along with them having all their attackers, they didn't have anything near their back line. They shipped Rodri from the CDM spot into the back line. They were playing with a depleted little defense right there. So how could you not like goals in that match? How could you not like goals coming early? So we did the first half over 1.5 goals at a good plus 118 and got a cash. And I don't know if you guys saw that, but that might have been the game of the season. That might have been the game of the season in Premier League. And I am fully convinced that the best team in the Premier League is Manchester City. I think the second best team in the Premier League is Brighton. Second best team in the Premier League is Brighton. Before you go haul up and say Arsenal, remember Brighton dusted them 3-0 a couple weeks ago at the Emirates. They press like nobody else. We talked about on yesterday's show. God dang, City had a hard time playing out of the back. Manchester City had a hard time playing out of the back. Now, they're talented enough where they could eventually work their way up out of the back, but that was not easy going. Brighton was turning them over, not so easy, but they were turning them over. Frequently, quite frequently. I'm telling you right now, Brighton will be Champions League football come next year. Now, the thing with Brighton will be is, what do they do in the summer? Because they're going to lose Casado. They're going to lose McAllister. They might lose Ferguson. Ferguson would be a big loss. Now, they already did re-sign Pascal Gross, so that'll be nice right there. But let's see what they do in the summer. But that's a top 4 team. That's a team that'll be right up there come next season. I love watching Brighton. So what a great game. Second half was equally as entertaining. I don't know how that game finished 1-1. If you were holding on to a both team to score at over 2.5, that's a brutal beat. That's a brutal beat. That game should have had shit. If you climb the ladder in total goals, you got a bad beat. That's how many goals there should have been in that game. So what an absolutely great game right there. Then we rolled that on to the baseball cap. Senga under 16.5 outs, easy as shit. I mean, what a dream matchup. One team draws all the walks, sees all the pitches, going up against Senga. He walked 5 batters. That was just a dream matchup. I mean, with that guy's walk rate, with what the Cubs do at the plate, easy cash right there. Then we started getting tripped up. Lost Nestor Cortez on the hook. Lost Tyler Anderson on the hook. 2 guys that the Orioles eventually got to Cortez. It took, obviously, a little bit longer than expected. The Red Sox just couldn't quite muster like that breakthrough hit that they needed to knock Tyler Anderson out of the game. So those are 2 tough ones right there. And then Joe Ryan, I mean, him striking out the last 4 batters was kind of like a kick in the dick, to be quite honest. I mean, he doesn't do F all for 3.2 innings and then wants to strike out the last 4 batters, so you know it was there. The stats were there. Giants strike out a lot. He's got great strikeout potential. He struggled. And then just the strike out those last 4 batters was just like one of them. That one sucked right there. And then Turner, he just didn't do anything. Just go with sports betting loss. Went 0-for-3 last night. Needed him to do something. Hell, he could have actually gone 0-for-3 and cashed that if they were like sacrifices and good plays. But he didn't do anything. So it's a good old sports betting loss. Waddlechuck, he's not on the recap because he didn't end up starting that game. He pitched, but he wasn't the starter. But it doesn't really matter because obviously Turner didn't cash anyway. So, all right, yep, down on the day, down on the week. Everybody knows that. So we just move on right along right there. We've got to do something on today's show. We've got a very, very, very important mission today. Send the gent to the finals for game 1. We've been looking for a play this week that we could absolutely nuke to send DeGent to game 1 of the finals. I don't know if DeGent is out there. Maybe he'll join later. Maybe he won't join. He'll get what I hope is a good little surprise. But DeGent, Braxton Garrett comes through. I want to see you at Pepsi Arena, or at least I think it's called Pepsi Arena. At least it was called Pepsi Arena when I was there probably 15 or so years ago. Braxton Garrett goes over 4.5 Ks. I'll see you at game 1 of the finals. Well, I won't see you at game 1 of the finals. You'll have to take your lovely wife or a good friend or whoever the hell you want to take with you. But I expect photos. I expect selfies. I expect all of it, DeGent. Maybe high-fiving a basketball player. Maybe you'll upgrade your seats. You said, like third level, first row? I'll get you down there. I'll get you down there so you can hear the action, see the action, feel the action, smell the action. Braxton Garrett over 4.5 Ks is the play of the day. I've got one play today. One play today. I thought about all the other plays, and I think Nats F5 team total is a good play. I think Orioles F5 team total is a good play. Hell, I think you can do that Cardinals Reds F5 over. I think you can do Alec Manoah under 17.5 outs. What about Luke Weaver under 16.5 outs? I think all of those are great plays, but nothing is as good as my guy Braxton Garrett at damn good plus money. He gets all the units today, all of them. It's more than the 2 that I shared on Twitter earlier. Braxton Garrett, bringing it home for the people. Let's go. Woo! Let's go, boys. What's up, Tyler? What's up, man? Frustrating day yesterday. Yeah, man, losing those 2 on the hook. Man, that was, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Joe Ryan, man, he just had to do me dirty like that. Like, I wish he would have ended the game with no strikeouts. Then he gets that one, and you're like, can't even strike out the side and help me because, hell, at that point, he was already at, 70-some pitches, so even if he strikes out the side, doesn't do any damn good, and that's exactly what he did, come out and strike out the side. Joe Ryan just didn't quite have his stuff. Unfortunate stuff right there. Bounce back. I'm bouncing back with one guy, Brian. That's all I got on the day's card. I put a lot of units on it, but I've only got one play today. What's up, Mom? What's going on, Mom? It's chilly in Virginia. It's chilly in Chicago, too. We got those couple days of 80 degrees, and it dipped yesterday. We had to pull those hoodies and pants back out. Obviously got the hoodie and pants back on again today. It's a little chilly. Love chilly mornings in the Virginia mountains. I agree. You're on the west side. Ma Dukes is on the east side in Richmond. Yeah, it's central. Is Richmond like central Virginia? I think it's probably like central Virginia. So, all right, there we have it right there. That's it, fellas. I'm ready for the payoff pitch. I think there are some great plays. I think Marlins F5 money line is a fantastic play. Braxton Garrett going up against Kyle Freeland. Love that play right there. Already mentioned Nats F5 team total. Manoah, Weaver under their outs I think is a good one. How about my dogs yesterday? Gave out 3 dogs yesterday on the payoff pitch. 2 of the 3 came through. One of them is going to be a repeat today of the dog of the day. How can you not like it? Liked it yesterday. Love it again today. See if that team can't come through. So, fired up, boys. Fired up. No NRFI of the day. Got 2 great YRFIs of the day. 2 great YRFI of the days. I'm not going to bet any of them again. I'm putting all my money on Braxton Garrett. Rather than just spreading the units around, come 2 o'clock, put on the war paint, and get ready to settle down in front of the television and watch Braxton Garrett strike out the mother effers. So how we're going to do it. I ain't messing around. I'll reveal how many units I got it on the payoff pitch, but again, it is more than 2. It's one of those ones where it hits, and all of a sudden you're positive on the week. That's the kind of play we're looking at today. That is the kind of play we're looking at today. All right, what else we got? Anything else, fellas? Anything else? Yeah, nobody's here today for the live. Been getting your ass kicked all week. So funny, and I get it. But you should see the subscriber count on YouTube. If you have a good day, boop, you gain a couple people. You have a bad day, gain a couple people. People expect, I guess, you to win every day, which, hell, I want to win every single day. It's not realistic. Granted, you'd like to win a little bit more than, obviously, what's been going on around here lately, but it's just funny. And then today, got 5 people hanging out. That's what happens when you're coming off a losing day. But you know what? Once that banger of a unit today cashes of Braxton Garrett, everybody will be like, let me get another one of those plus unit bangers. Yeah. Don't miss on this one, though. Don't sleep on this plus unit banger. No. This one's going to set us up perfect for the weekend. Set us up going into the weekend. We'll go into Friday, into Memorial Day weekend, into the holiday weekend, into the green. We'll have money in your pocket. That's how we're going to do it. Thank you, Ed. I don't need the luck, though, because the stats are that great. I always need luck. But stats are great. Stats are great. I love it. I love it. Appreciate the kind words, Ed. Let's get that luck, man. Hopefully you can tail it. Hopefully you can come along for the ride as well. So, all right, fellas. Let's see. Where's Hockey Squirrel at? Let's hit him up. Let me go get us Hockey Squirrel. Oh, he's ready to go. He's in the bullpen. All right, fellas. Let me throw up the banner. Come back. Grab the squirrel. I'll be right back. Oh, wait. Hold on. Got a couple more comments. Plus unit banger. Let's go, Steven. Let's go, Steven. We're taking that plus money banger. I love your attitude. Love your mentality. Let's go, my man. All right. Let me go get the Hockey Squirrel. I'll be right back. Hey there, everybody. Welcome on into the Thursday episode here of the Payoff Pitch, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Here is, of course, the Hockey Squirrel, of course, Jason, powered by Bet Openly, where you win more and lose less over at Bet Openly. There's a link down in this video description. Go over there and check them out. Squirrel, Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. What's going on, my man?
Yeah, just getting set up here. Got out of the shower and starting a good morning here. Had the girlfriend make me a nice decaffeinato cafferino.
Oh, nice. Looks like a good pour.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very nice.
Oh yeah. She's got one of them fancy Nespresso deals.
Love it.
I don't know, man. Around the same time, I quit drinking alcohol. I quit drinking a lot of caffeine too, because I was getting these kind of like panic anxiety attacks or whatever. But you got to break up the beverage game, dude. You can't just do water straight, So
Right.
I do decaffeinated coffee, and it's really interesting too, because you'd think like, what's the point of drinking non-alcoholic beer? After COVID, non-alcoholic beer has become kind of quite popular. There's actually like a whole aisle now. They have like dedicated sections to non-alcoholic beer. So you can still get the taste of, they make Guinness dark beer and everything. It's just non-alcoholic. It's pretty cool. So, now I can go to the July 4th barbecue and not be bothered by everybody that I'm not drinking or something. So
July 4th, Memorial Day, my man. It's Memorial Day, not July 4th.
No, I know. I'm not having a barbecue over the Memorial Day, though, unfortunately. July 4th, we normally do barbecuing.
I'm looking to do some drinking tonight. I got a bottle on ice. It's chilling over there. I like to pop that sucker open. If all goes according to plan, I should be able to pop that up at about 3:30 this afternoon. Should be able to pop the bubbly and do some celebration. So look forward to talking about that action a little bit later on. Let's jump on into it around the bases. What do you want to kick off the show with there, Squirrel?
Well, let me open up my model here. I was kind of rushing to get here on time. So I have 6 plays that I gave out last night. I thought about it a little bit. I was going to start off with the 2 most, do we call them obvious overs, or maybe the 2 highest projected overs? I think they're obvious, but they're also the highest projected, so we'll call them either, or maybe both. First one, I'll start off with this. It's the one that this whole series has been projected over. I didn't take it yesterday, so if you watched yesterday's show, you already know what game I'm talking about. It would have hit yesterday.
Right.
It did hit, but not by a lot of contribution from both teams. It was really the Reds there that jacked that one up. You got the over with the couple that the Cardinals were able to produce. I think it was like a 10-2 game. Last I looked, I don't know if it finished there, but I'm going back to that one again. It's 10.5 again today. I got minus 105 on the over 10.5. I haven't looked at any lines this morning, so if it's still there or higher, then either I'm closing well, or you can still grab a good line. I've had projections of about 13 to 14 runs for every game this series. Today you get Luke Weaver as well. And we've already gone against him, and we've done well going against him. Stats, I mean, you don't have to be a statistician to really look at that and expect runs. So I'll start off with that. You had sent me Cardinals versus Reds ? You were wondering about it early this morning, and I'm curious what you settled on there, if it is something you're on.
I decided to put all my chips behind Braxton Garrett today. So yeah, I was on that over. Or, I've got some money on it, but not in terms of like an official play. I like the F5 maybe a touch more, but I like everything. I like it, but no, it's not going to be an official play for me. I like it. I mean, how can you not like it? It's just crushing this series. The projections are right there. I love everything about it. I love everything, too, about this Marlins. They're taking on the Rockies today. I like the Marlins through the first 5 innings. I think they're going to be able to get the job done and come out of this game with a victory. You can get that F5 money line, of course, with the option to push. Only at minus 125. You get 2 left-handers on the mound, and Braxton Garrett going up against Kyle Freeland, and the Marlins do it all better than the Rockies against left-handed. Their batting average is 269 versus 214. On-base percentage is 310 versus 250. Slugging is 551 versus 301. K percentage is 21.4 versus 29.6. And your weighted runs created is 132 versus 36. So the offensive-wise, Marlins is blowing the Rockies right on out of the ballpark. And then it's just going to come down to which starter can, have the better of the day, Garrett versus Freeland. I see no real advantage with either of these guys. I think the advantage comes into one is facing, obviously, a difficult lineup, where the other one should be at a little bit of an easier going through it. So I love the Marlins through the first 5 innings. I think that money line at minus 125 with the option to push is an absolutely fantastic play.
Yeah, my other obvious over was in that game, the Marlins and the Rockies there. I think that was over 10 as well. 10.5 is what I took. And the projection, again, I mean, another, you always have to check the wind at Coors, much like Wrigley, but that was an obvious one. And I'll back you there with the Marlins as well. I went full game. I did bet it. I took it last night, I think minus 113. Yes, minus 113 I was able to get, and I have it projected minus 128 for the Marlins, and I like the over as well. So there's everything in that game.
There's everything. Oh man, I just lost my train of thought. What were I was looking up the wind. The wind was blowing in 11 miles an hour. But it's not what I was. Speaking of the wind, I know what I was gonna say real quick. I took I took the parlay 11 guys in Mets Cubs, of course, not to get a home run. Of course, there were 2 home runs in that game, but the dumb sportsbook voided it because one of the guys in that selection did start, so he voided the whole damn parlay.
Oh,
just
man.
One leg. Oh, not oh man.
But it would have won otherwise?
No, there was 2 home runs in that game. There was 2 home runs, so I got saved.
Saved
me.
Okay.
Sportsbook saved me. That was a rare win.
All right.
A rare win last night. But anyways,
Gotcha.
I don't know if anybody else did that, got equally as lucky as I did. But yeah, I had to do it. I had to take the chance that there wasn't going to be a home run in that game. But yeah, unfortunately there were 2. Hey, how about another game? How about the Padres taking on the Nationals? How about you can look at the Nationals from an F5 team total perspective? It's at 1.5 runs. You also got Blake Snell on the mound, and I was between Blake Snell under 16.5 outs, or do I just back the Nationals from an F5 team total? I'll tell you, Blake Snell, his under outs made me a touch nervous, and we backed him, or we faded him on his last start against the Boston Red Sox, and we cruised to an F5 team total. That's maybe another reason why I went back to that one, but the Nationals, in terms of maybe the under 16.5 outs, they see the least amount of pitches per plate appearance. So subsequently, they rank 28th in walks per game. So that kind of put me off. They're also 27th in grounding into a double play. So they're really high at 0.82 per game, ranking 27th. That's not very good. But the Nationals are really good versus left-handers. They hit 297, on base at 342, and they slug 462. And they do not strike out versus left-handers. They really haven't been a strikeout-heavy team all season long. We've kind of taken unders with them. So they strike out at 22.2%. So you don't quite get the great matchup where Snell's problem is control. He's going to walk you. Doesn't look like the Nationals can fully take advantage of that based on their pitches and their walk rate. But if they could just take advantage at one time, pop a home run, because Blake Snell's going to give up a home run today, then you get your over 1.5 team total. So I would go that way. I kind of like the Nationals today taking on Blake Snell. Look for them to have success early, cover team totals, maybe even hit an F5 money line as well. All right, time to shut up and pitch. Let's give these guys some pitching props. What you got there, Squirrel?
Not much for pitching props today. I was a little bit interested in the very high number that Logan Gilbert brings us with 7.5. And then you look at the opponent, it's the Oakland A's. I'm not very interested all of a sudden. And you look at even just his past game log, and he's always pretty much right about there, 7 or 8. So not really interested in paying heavy juice against a weaker opponent. That was the highest total that I found. Other than that, I don't know. So a little bit of a sparse day, I feel.
I like that Logan Gilbert. I think he's a good candidate in terms of if you want to take like a teaser line. That 7.5, to your point, is awfully high. Although, of course, the Athletics don't hit right-handers. They're hitting 178. Their strikeout rate is 30.6%. So that's, the highest right now, and, just a fantastic number at over 30%. But 7.5 is an awfully high number. I think maybe if you do a reduced number for him and then do like a Seattle team total, maybe avoid the money line because they are going for the sweep and that whole narrative. So maybe you just do like him to get maybe 6 Ks or 7 Ks and maybe like an over 3.5 runs for the Mariners. I think that could be a good way to if you want to back Logan Gilbert today. I want to go ahead and fade Alek Manoah. I talked about him. I think he's going to stay under 17.5 outs. Hell, he stayed out in 8 of the last 10. And remember his last start, we were on this play from a free roll perspective. It cashed. I don't know if you guys saw the controversy. This happened while I was actually at the casino. The manager went out to go talk to him, and Manoah convinced him that he wanted to stay into the game. But then the umpire came in and said, no, you can't do that. This is your second time coming out this inning, so you have to pull him. So at least you know you have that, I guess, up against you that if it's a tight spot, it looks like Manoah was able to convince his manager that I do want to stay out there and face it. Luckily for us that day, that was his second trip out there, so any decision was override by the rules of baseball, so he had to come out. But under an 8 of 10, under in his last 5, easily cashed against the Rays back in April. He got crushed, 4.2 innings pitched. He gave up 9 hits and 7 runs. This guy's going to go ahead and stay under today. So is Luke Weaver, under 16.5 outs. He stayed under in 3 of his 4 starts. He has a 43% hard hit rate on his pitches, which is 4th worst amongst qualifying starting pitchers. And the Cardinals had the highest hard hit rate versus right-handed pitchers. So I absolutely like that. I thought I was going to make this an official play. And then a little bit before the show, lineups dropped, and there's no Arenado and no Goldschmidt. They've sat both of those players. So that was enough to put me off of, from a stats perspective. Love everything about Weaver staying under 16.5 outs. Not quite sure why we're sitting both of those players. Not ideal. Certainly enough to put me off if you're not going to play your 2 best players. So, all right, 4th inning long shots. We got to give these guys a plus money dog. What you got?
I had 2 of them as of last night that I actually bet, and I sit here and tell you a lot about when I'm closing really well. Like if I took a plus 150 and it was plus 130, I mean that's 20 cents of closing line value. I'm in that spot now of it went the other way on me. I'm not closing well on an underdog I took last night, unfortunately. I took the Toronto Blue Jays, I think at plus 135 roughly, and they're now plus 150. So it went completely the opposite direction on me. Either should have waited or I don't know. I don't know why that is the case. I like the Blue Jays, so plus 150, I would like it even more now than plus 135 I took it at. The Alek Manoah thing you were just talking about there. He's in the game there. It was, let me see what my projection was, why I liked it. I took it at around plus 130, have it around plus 115. And I don't know if this is because it is the Rays and they started off so hot and they're at home and that's just, I don't know. I don't know if that's factoring that much into it or what the deal is, but it certainly isn't my projection at a 40% chance for the Blue Jays to win. On top of that, I also took the Detroit Tigers against the White Sox at a plus 130. That one I have modeled more plus 110 roughly. So to get plus 130 is great for me. Line hasn't really moved from where I took it, but the Blue Jays not sitting so great. So
that Blue Jays play, where do you got like that over under? I think that's a slam dunk of an overplay today. I'm expecting Manoah to get hit. The Blue Jays have the number 1 offense versus right-handers, and they only strike out at 19.2%. They hit .319. They're slugging .486. They're getting Eflin. This seems like an easy over. Where'd you have that one?
I have it at 8, over under 8.
So you actually, I think the line's at 8.5, if I recall. So.
Yep, and juice to the under minus 120.
Yeah, I mean, if that one goes down to 8, I'm going to jump on that. Once, is that going to be before or after Braxton Garrett? Darn, that's before Braxton Garrett, so I got to make a decision. I'll monitor the line on that one, but I kind of like the over on that one. My dog of the day, honorable mention, was the Tigers. I do agree with you. I like the Tigers, but I thought of a better dog was the same dog that one of the ones I liked yesterday in the Baltimore Orioles. I like them again today. It's rinse and repeat. So because it's rinse and repeat, I'm not going to regurgitate the same information. But Orioles came through yesterday, took a little bit longer than expected to get to Nestor Cortez, but they got to him, got to the Yankees bullpen. I expect much of the same. They grade out better than the Yankees. They should not be dog again. They came through yesterday. See if the Orioles can't come through today as your dog of the day. And again, Tigers would be a great honorable mention. I like the Tigers, just like you mentioned, and you went ahead and backed them. So I like it right there. Do you have any hitting props? That's what we do in Keep Swinging, 5th inning.
No, not really. I didn't get to it.
Okay, I got a couple guys, and gosh darn, Justin Turner wrecking my streak on Beat the Streak. I had a nice little thing going right there, and then Justin Turner had to go 0 for 3. But I'm going to rebound today with Austin Riley, who hits 400 off Aaron Nola. Hey, you know what? Ronald Acuna, he also hits 359 off Aaron Nola. These guys combined for 7 total home runs. These guys are absolutely going to go off. But I like Austin Riley a little bit more. I also like Javi Baez up against Giolito today there for the Tigers. He's 10 for 24 up against him. 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And just kind of mentioned why I like the Tigers today, just to expand a little bit. Haas, he hits 381 off of Giolito. Scope hits 317 off Giolito. And Badeau hits 313 off Giolito. So you get some very strong batting averages up against Giolito. They've already got some nice bullpen numbers off him. You like Alex Fado. I really like the Tigers. So if you want to fade somebody today, how about fading Seth Brown, who's never gotten a hit off Logan Gilbert in his 15 plate appearances. He's hitting 205 on the season. It's plus 135 for my man Seth Brown to not get another hit today. So I like that one right there. 6th inning, it's a steal. What you got, Squirrel?
Interchangeably, I could say that either one of these are a steal or a best bet. I'm going to give both and just say one. You can call them either a steal or a best bet. I like them both. They're equal amounts of value. I have no idea which one's going to win, right? I don't have the crystal ball, but we already talked about the Marlins. I got minus 113. Looks like the lines are on minus 120. So I do like that. I can tell you where I have them modeled anyway, if it makes a difference. Minus 128, I think I mentioned that a little bit ago. The game I have not yet talked about that maybe, you could call it a steal or a best bet as well. I took the New York Yankees last night at a minus 125 there. That's a game we have not yet talked about. Minus 130 this morning, so a little bit of agreement. You get the Yankees at home, which gives them, for sure, a decent home edge or advantage. So that's a part of being at home. I believe it was around 4%, if I remember correctly, just for simply being at home. Another interesting statistic that you may want to know is all teams that are at home this year between even odds and minus 140, I think you'd be up almost 12 units just by doing that. Home teams between even and minus 140. I forget the record on it, and the win rate might be 56.1% or something along those lines. So something to keep in mind. But that's what you're getting here today, is a home team between even and minus 140. I have a decently higher projection, probably closer to 60%. So minus 150 roughly, and you're getting minus 130 here this morning. Clark Schmidt's on the mound. It's not, your Garrett Cole or anything like that, but still a lot of pointing to the direction of the Yankees for myself.
All right, let's go Yankees. See if they can't get the job done today for my 6th inning. It's a steal. No NRFI of the day to me. 2 YRFIs today. There are 2 great spots where very rarely do you get both pitchers are absolute trash. So you just need one of these 2 teams to go ahead and come through. And not only to go along with that, you get prices of minus 103 and minus 104. Sign me up. The first one is
Marlins Rockies. Marlins, Athletics. Never mind.
Athletics Mariners is where there's going to be a run scored in the first inning. J.P. Sears is allowing a 366 opponent's batting average in the first inning with a 2.11 whip. Logan Gilbert has a 333 opponent's batting average in the first inning with a 1.78 whip. They've each had 9 starts. They've given up 10 runs. They've given up 6 total home runs as well. Sorry, they've given up 18 runs. I did not say that right. They've had 9 starts each. They've given up 18 runs and 6 total home runs. Athletics hit the YRFI at 31%, which is actually 14th best in the major leagues. The Mariners are worse at only 27%, which ranks 25th in the major leagues. That one is at minus 103. The other great one today is in Cardinals Reds. The high over projections. Well, the runs are going to start early. Mykolas, he has a 378 opponent's batting average in the first inning with a 1.9 whip. He's had 10 starts. He's allowed 8 runs. Weaver, a 393 opponent's batting average and a 2.17 whip. 6 starts, 7 runs, 3 home runs. This is where you get some dream hitting numbers to go along with pitchers that are just atrocious. The Cardinals, YRFI at 47%. That's number 1 in the major league. The Reds are 5th best of the major leagues. Their YRFI is at 39%. Love that. That one's only at minus 104. So you can't hit one to break even because they're not, minus 103, minus 104. But I bet one of those hits, if not both of those hits. So come along on the YRFI of the day. There you go right there. Athletics Mariners and Cardinals Reds. 7th inning, best bet of the day. This is the one. I need a winner, Squirrel. I need it. Down 6 units on the week. How am I getting it back? Tell me.
Marlins or Yankees. I gave both of mine out. I don't know. I mean, you can interchange them. I could have given out, one for one inning and one for another. So.
I can't do that being an Orioles fan, so that's not going to get me back into the week.
Okay, the Marlins. Then there you go.
Marlins.
But you're already on that anyway, so.
Yeah, not quite on that. Kind of on that. All right, best bet of the day, Braxton Garrett. There's a reason why you like the Marlins. It contributes. Braxton Garrett's going to contribute to that. He's going to go over 4.5 strikeouts. Over 4.5 strikeouts for a 6-unit play today for a 6-unit play. I did not starter. He went over in 10 of 17 games last season, including these Rockies where he got 7 Ks last season against the Rockies. He's gone over in his last 3. He's gone over in 5 of 9 overall. Rockies, left-handed starters in Coors Field, have gone over in 10 of their 16 games against the Rockies. The Rockies aren't hitting left-handers. They're hitting .214. They're striking out at 29.6%. The Rockies at home. That was overall 10 of 16 starters. 10 of 16 starters overall against the Rockies have gone over. 4 of 8 at home. 4 of 8 at home. He missed against Ranger Suarez. Well, he got pulled with 72 pitches. He was on 4 Ks. Why the hell did they pull him? He was pitching all right. And then Tommy Henry missed. Well, Tommy Henry, you can always take an under with Tommy Henry. And Wade Miley. I don't know if you guys have been monitoring his prop all season long, but it's been at over under 2.5. He didn't strike out anybody. Braxton Garrett, over 4.5 Ks. All in, 6 units. Tuck me in tonight, Braxton Garrett. 8th inning, double play. We got to give these guys a parlay. What you got there, Squirrel?
I will take the 2 overs. If we're going to do a D-Gen thing and do a parlay, we'll take another D-Gen thing on top of it and root for overs, root for runs. Let's go for, how many do we need? 22? 22 runs. Marlins and Rockies over 10.5, and the Cardinals and Reds over 10.5.
All right, I'm gonna do one of those too. That does sound good. I'm gonna do it though in Blue Jays Rays. I like that over. I like Blue Jays Rays, and I'm gonna do it also. What's been? Let me get a little quick second here for a second. What is the? What am I doing? Blue Jays Rays. I want to get the price here. Blue Jays Rays over 8.5. I'll go. I'm gonna keep it actually to. Let me see if I can do that Luke Weaver play. No, they took it off the board. Interesting. I'll do it with the F5 over in that game. So that's over 5 seconds. Plus 265. Plus 265 for the F5 over in Cardinals Reds. F5 over in Cardinals Reds. Numbers at 5. And then I'll take over 8.5 in Blue Jays Rays. And that comes out to plus 265. Love that right there. All right, let's throw our bets up on the screen. Let's talk some rapid fire. Let's help some people make some money today. Here's mine. It's one play. It's 6 units. They're all different prices just because.
Oh, Lord.
Of when I kept going. I wasn't bullshitting you, Squirrel, when I said I had a 6-unit play on today's card. I'm blowing smoke up anybody's ass around here. Speaking of truth. I went 6 units.
4 units on
a
one play, and then you continued to do 2. Or you did the first 2, and then you went just hammered.
Yeah, I went to first 2, and then I said, you know what? This guy's gonna save my week. This guy's gonna bring me up out of the dead, bring me into money making weekend positive. So there we go.
Hopefully. That's quite the risk, my dude. I've got the the Marlins, as I said. Detroit Tigers, Yankees, and then the 2 overs, the Marlins, Rockies, and Cardinals, Reds.
All right, let's run through rapid fire. Cardinals and Reds with an over-under of 9.5?
Over.
9.5. What was it, like 10-something?
9.5.
Yeah, 9.5. That was like 10-something earlier.
I took it 10.5. Are you serious? Is it really 9.5? Why?
It's
So I've lost an entire run? Did the pitchers change or something?
I'm still seeing Weaver.
What's going on here? Oh, yo.
I'm telling you, it's because Goldschmidt.
As of this morning, no Paul Goldschmidt, no Nolan Arenado, and no Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, I gave all that in my justification.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. Screw my over then.
Yeah, I think that's why it dropped, because no Arenado.
I wasn't even aware of this. So. But it didn't happen till this morning, so when I played the game last night, that info wasn't there. But that's pretty rare that kind of thing would happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's the first time this season I've come across that on an overnight line. Those two guys are probably worth a run. I mean, they are the two best offensive players on that team, so it's probably fair that I guess it drops a run. But I'll still take the over. I'll still take the over. This series is like, why are you trying to pick a winner? Just take the over. So over for me. The Blue Jays and Rays over under of 8.5. Blue Jays plus 145. Rays minus 170. This one screams an over too. I expect two pitchers to get really hit really hard based on the numbers. So over 8.5 for me. Pretty easy. Yeah, I'll take the plus 150 now on the Blue Jays. I mean, I already took it at a worse number, so now I'm getting screwed on two games. The over in the Cardinals because of the Cardinals players that are not in the game, and then I don't know what happened in the Blue Jays game to make the odds shoot the other way. But are they doing it too? They're doing it too this morning. Literally this morning, George Springer doubtful, Whit Merrifield doubtful, Danny Jensen doubtful. So. Couple of Toronto players are out too. Getting screwed today, man. Sucks. Marlins and Rockies over under of 11. Marlins minus 125. Rockies plus 105. Been on this series to a T. First two games, picked the Rockies, they win. Yesterday, picked the Marlins, they win. Gonna pick the Marlins again today. Think they're gonna win and even this series up 2-2. Yeah, me too. Padres and Nationals over under of 9.5. Padres minus 190. Nationals plus 160. All going to come down to Blake Snell's control to me. If he can throw strikes, I think he can have success against Nationals. But if he wants to be wild, I'm going Nationals plus 160. I have it 158 either way. So plus or minus 158. So kind of in there. As far as a total, let's see. 10, and it's at 9.5, so I'm not overly interested in anything here. White Sox and Tigers over under of 8. White Sox minus 150. Tigers plus 130. I like the Tigers in this matchup, and I also like the over 8. Over 8 in the Tigers. Yeah, I like the Tigers too. Obviously, I gave it out as an underdog there, and then I have it at 9 for a projection for the total. Orioles and Yankees over under of 9. Orioles plus 115. Yankees minus 135. I'll ride with my dog of the day. Give me the Orioles. I'll go against you on the Yankees, and I have it at 10 runs. I don't know what you just said. Sure. All right. Phillies and Braves. The total I said 9. Sorry. Oh. Okay. Where do you have it? Or 10. 10. So not quite playable, but considerationable. That's a word? Yeah. I don't think that's a word. Phillies and Braves over under of 9.5. Minus 110 up against minus 110. I'm taking the Braves. That's some great batting averages up off of Nola. I'm going to take the Braves at minus 110 at home. Yeah, let's see where I have. Totals. Yeah, I have it pretty much even odds for both teams, and that's roughly where it is. Games at 9.5, I have around 10. 10, I got 9.5. Okay. Mets and Cubs with an over-under of 8. Mets minus 105, Cubs minus 115. Give me the Cubs when Kyle Hendricks' season debut against Carlos Carrasco really struggles when he's not playing at home. And obviously this one's going to be played in Chicago. I like the Cubs. Keep it rolling like they did yesterday. I haven't looked at the weather of this one either, but I have a higher projection, so over 8 I would be interested in, depending on the weather. The weather? Here, let's get a quick check of the weather. We can get that quick. I don't know why I closed it. Let me pull it back up. Let's see where the weather is today.
Let's see. It's blowing in, so just like yesterday. I think yesterday was in, and I think I said 11 miles on yesterday's show. Today's in and 16 miles, so about the same.
Okay.
But Carrasco will give up a home run. I'm not making that parlay today, although it's so funny that they voided mine. I was definitely a loser because there was 2 home runs. I woke up, I said, why do I have? And then they voided it. What a dumb book that is. All right, this game I did handicap because the Brewers don't have a starter. Scott Alexander is a bullpen guy who's really stinking tough to handicap. Giants and Brewers with an over-under of 9. Giants minus 125, Brewers plus 105. Again, Brewers no starter. I didn't even look at this game.
Yeah, I have no projection for it.
Athletics and Mariners over-under of 7.5. Athletics plus 210 to avoid the sweep. At plus 210. Mariners minus 250. Again, over-under of 7.5. I mean, numbers-wise, it's like, of course you're going to take the Mariners, like if you're just looking at money, not price and blah, that kind of stuff, but just from like stats perspective.
Right.
No brainer. It's certainly the Mariners. I mean, you've even said that. It's obviously, it just comes down to the value.
Right. No, it's every single day. Like, you don't even have to wonder anymore if the Athletics are going to be a value. It's just they are. How much, though? I mean, yesterday you could have got plus 250. Of course, they lost, but, again, I have them plus 170 today. And today against Logan Gilbert, I would like it less than I did yesterday, probably. So I'm staying away from it. I have the game modeled for 7 runs.
Both of these guys pitching pretty good against the opponent. If I recall, J.P. Sears, when I looked this up, I'll look it up again. I thought he pitched pretty decent against the Mariners. Yeah, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 7 Ks. I'm going to take an under. I expect him to maybe duplicate that. It's been a month later. Gilbert is going up against a terrible off. I'll take the 7.5. Under 7.5, there's going to be a run scored in the first inning, and somehow under 7.5 is going to hit.
Okay.
So, all right, that's how we're doing it. What's Friday's slate looks like, Squirrels? We come on into holiday weekend where, of course, we were not going to have a show on Monday. Everybody's going to be laying poolside, grilling, barbecuing. Ain't nobody going to be hanging out with us on Monday. So we got to give them a banger of a show. Just looking at the starting pitchers for tomorrow. See if anything jumps out. By the way, Zach Greinke under 1.5 walks cash yesterday. Damn, it's so sad we can't get that line.
Damn. So Syndergaard has to go to Tropicana and pitch against the Rays at home. No pitcher yet for the Rays, but I'm a little interested there.
That looks pretty good.
Bieber's pitching at home.
It's Corbin Day. Don't fade him. Remember, we backed him his last start and got a good cash. Tigers stayed under the
Patrick Corbin?
Total. Yeah, backed him. I took Tigers F5 team total under.
Wow. Hey, Scherzer's on the mound tomorrow.
Oh, Mitch Keller. Nice. Man, he's been a strikeout machine. I dropped him in that parlay, too, of over 5.5 Ks, and he got like 8 or something. He's been on a tear. I think the Mariners are a high strikeout team. Let me get a look at that. That could be a great play. Oh, yeah.
All right, man.
It's killer case. All right. I think it's a nice little card for tomorrow. It's shaping up to be good. Why did Barstools void that home run under Harley? We don't ask those questions, DJ. It's not like I'm going to hit up their customer support and say, hey, man, why'd you void that sucker? I don't know, DJ. Some things you just run like hell and hope they don't, come back and regrade it. I don't know. So funny. I have no idea. Technically, it wasn't Barstools. It was actually Bet Rivers. They used the same back service of Canby. So technically, it was actually Bet Rivers and not Barstools, technically speaking. All right. There we go. That's the show on today. I think we got some great plays. I think I've got 6 great plays. I think you've given out 5 or 6 great plays as well. I look forward to seeing everybody at the cash counter. My favorite place to hang out with you guys. We'll celebrate. We'll come on back for tomorrow. We'll do it again. That's how we'll do it. And find out if DeGent's going to go to game 1 of the finals. Find out on tomorrow's show. Have a good one, everybody.
See you later.